Football is in turmoil, and the clubs that have a welfare body called Ghalca have decided to come together to put together a committee that will speak to government to change their stance on dissolving the Ghana Football Association after an Anas Armeya Anas expose into corruption in Ghana football.
We've just finished our emergency meeting, and this meeting was called to find a solution to the situation we find ourselves in now. The clubs, being the members or the key industry players, we've decided to meet this afternoon in view of what happened to us from the Anas expose. As custodians of the game, we cannot sit down aloof as we crisscross and the decision that we've taken. Majority of members present, 42 of them, have agreed that we should call for an emergency congress of the GFA as stipulated in our regulations. So in the next 5 days, we are obliged to call for an emergency Congress. The agenda for that emergency Congress is the Anas expose and matters arising. The meeting also agreed that, yes, we brought disgrace to the country vis-a-vis what we all saw on the screens. For that matter, we are dispatching a delegation to government through the minister. Immediately after this meeting, we'll meet with the minister to go and state our case. That we think that as clubs, we have the capacity to resolve all the issues bedeviling our game so that we can resume what we have, the business in which we have invested. So in the nutshell, these were the decisions that we've taken. We are supposed to have 25 clubs to qualify for the request for an emergency Congress, but we've gone over the number, and as of now we have 42 clubs requesting for an emergency Congress.
Were these selected members different from what the executive committee of the Ghana FA kept out there yesterday?
The clubs, the executive committee is made up of club representatives, and those who attended this afternoon's meeting are also club representatives. If I want to just name some few names, you saw Lawyer here. We saw Mr. Frank Nelson. We saw Mr. Comey. We saw Palmer, Mr. George Furie. So at least it is a joint. We are one same, one family. We are the football people, as you call us, and we have decided to take steps necessary to resolve the impasse in which we've seen ourselves.
So how soon does Ghalca expect this impasse to be settled?
As I've already said, immediately after this meeting, we have booked an appointment with the minister. And knowing how urgent this issue is, he has agreed to meet us this very evening. So after this encounter with you, we'll be setting off to the ministry to meet with the minister. And whatever the outcome will be, that one will also let you know.
Okay, when you say resolve the impasse, are you insinuating that you want to try and get government to back away from the dissolution efforts? Is that what this is?
That is where we want to get to. Because the longer the longer it lasts, the harm it will create for our football. So the earliest time possible, we should get this matter resolved. So we want to go back to government and tell them that, look, we've already started taking steps to cure what we have at hand. We need their blessing. We cannot do this alone. We cannot be seen to be confrontational. We've accepted the fact that we brought some level of disgrace through our activities to bear on the country. So we believe that after the meeting with the minister, the coast will be clear for us to proceed from there.
Okay, so the other issue is...
Please, you've had your time so many times.
No, actually,
Continue.
Sir, can you please tell us the team, who the team is made up of, the leader and then the others who will...
Of course, I'm the leader because this decision was taken under auspices of Ghalca. So as the chairman of Ghalca, I'll be there. We are taking 2 from the executives. Mr. Kujo Fiano, the chairman, and Mr. George Amaku. We expect to go with one of our patrons, Honorable Sinata, who is the owner of Sky FC, Mr. George Free, Mr. Ernest Kufo, and Lawyer Kwekweya.
So, any particular reasons why you settled on these people and not, excuse me to say, someone else?
No, the General Assembly agreed to pick this number of people to make up the team for the meeting with the minister this evening.
Were these individuals proposed? Or?
They were proposed. They were proposed and endorsed by the General Assembly.
And you are confident they can do it?
We are confident we can do that. We need to take the first step to show some remorse for government at least to back down on some of the steps that they've anticipated to take against the business of football. So we've all agreed. This a very good blend, if I can say so. We have the Ghalca executives 2, 1 patron, and then 4 club men. And you can even see 2 of our current executive members featuring on this bill, Mr. George Furie and Kwekweya. The 2 executive committee members.
Yeah. What will happen if, let me play the devil's advocate, if the government decides to be resolute with its decision is made? What will be your next plan?
I wouldn't want to go there, but I want to tell you that we'll cross the bridge when we get there. At the end of the day, it is supposed to be a win-win situation for all of us. And I don't think the government will be comfortable that Ghanaians will stay away from football for a considerable long time.
Ghalca is going to meet the government just on behalf of money. But going into the analysis, it's another...
We didn't say we're going to apologize on behalf of...
We are just saying that we want to show some remorse. After all, what came out is a disgrace to all of us. And I don't think that we should have on this issue of apology or something like that. I think that we are going to the minister to judge. We are going to engage the minister.
So my question was that we saw in the video referees being major part of the legs. What happened? Bias the case, Ghalca is going without referees. Is it not?
We organize the game for referees to officiate. Referees cannot officiate when there are no football games. And we have to play for them to officiate. So the first thing is that we should get the clubs to play. And then the referees will come in.
Thank you.
I think that's...
Those of us who were up there, we heard all of you on top of your voices. What was actually discussed to get people so irritated?
I don't think that is for public consumption.
Turmoil in Ghana football, arguments at Ghalca's emergency meeting. But finally, there seems to be some fresh air blowing around Ghana football as the key decision makers have decided that they cannot do this alone without government. And meeting government is going to be the only solution for Ghana football. What will be the outcome? The outcome will only be known after that meeting with the Minister of Youth and Sport, Isaac Esiama. From the Ghalca Secretariat here in Accra, I am Muftau Nabila Abdullahi for Quest Free Sports.